Hello. Today we're going to talk about solving equations again, but this time in a two-step fashion. So we'll put notes, solving equations, and these will have two steps to them. So you want to put this into your table of contents, so make sure you put your page number up here, and definitely want to write all this stuff down. Okay, so when you're solving equations, we do have a goal. Your first goal is to isolate the variable. In other words, we want to get it alone. To do that, we got a couple steps. I want you to locate the variable and ask what's happening to it. Once you find out where it is and what's happening to it, you're going to undo what's happening to it. By following the order of operations backwards. So for example, if we do the order of operation as please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, normally we would do our parentheses first and end with addition or subtraction, but this time what I would like us to do is get rid of your subtraction and addition, then get rid of your multiplication and division exponents and your parentheses. We're going to follow the order of operations backward by doing the opposite. So I mean, if we have subtraction, you want to add. If you want to add, you got to subtract. If you have division, you want to multiply. If you're squaring something to begin with, you're not circling, you are square rooting. Following these things backwards. And then last but not least, the most important thing is to check your work. So I think the best thing to do is go through some examples with you. So for example, if I give us 11x minus 4 equals 29. First thing on our list is to identify the variable. It's right here. Found it. Ask yourself what's happening to it. Well, it looks like we're subtracting 4 and multiplying by 11. Because we're following order of operations backwards, we have to get rid of our subtraction first. And do the opposite. So if this is a minus 4, we're going to add 4. And to keep things balanced, we got to add 4 to both sides. So I get 11x equals 29 plus 4, which is 33. And then here's our variable. Ask yourself what's happening. Oh, it's multiplied by 11. So let's divide by 11. Do the opposite. So I get x equals 3. According to this, both sides are the same when x is 3. So we want to double check this. We're going to check the right-hand side first, which is 11 times the x minus, get rid of that, minus 4. So we said x has to be 3, so we're just going to put a 3 in there. 11 times 3 minus 4. What does that give us? Well, 33 minus 4 gives us 29. And then the right-hand side already is 29. So when I check that, that math's easy. Both sides have 29. We're good to go. Let's try another one. All right, so if I did 8x plus 12 equals 4, it is a plus. Again, we're going to look at our variable. right here. What's happening to it? Oh, we've added 12. So in order to get rid of adding 12, we have to take 12 away. So I have 8x equals negative 8. X is multiplied by 8, so let's divide by 8. So I get x equals negative 1. And of course, we do want to double check both sides. So I use blue first time. All right, so this side, we want 8x plus 12. So we have 8 times negative 1 plus 12. 8 times negative 1 is negative 8 plus 12. Well, that gives me 4. The right-hand side, which I did in that green color, already 4. So we're done checking that side. That's nice. Okay, let's try another example. Let's say if I had d over 6 plus 12 equals a negative 7. Okay, we're going to find our variable. Oh, there it is. Ask yourself what's happening to it. Looks like we've added 12, so we have to get rid of that first. We're going to divide, or minus 12 from both sides. So I have a d over 6 is equal to negative 7 minus 12, negative 19. Okay, d is divided by 6 now, so we're going to multiply by 6. That cancels these out. Multiply by 6. So we get d is equal to 19 times 6, which is actually negative 19 times 6, which is negative 114. And then, of course, we do want to check. So I'm going to check the left side. It's d over 6 plus 12. We said d was negative 114 divided by 6 plus 12. Now this is where order of operations goes forward again when we're doing our checks. We're going to do our division first and then we can add. Well, 114 divided by 6 is actually negative 19 plus 12 gives us negative 7. The right-hand side is already minus 7, so we're done checking that side, so that's nice. Both sides have negative 7. Now, if your checks don't work out, you know you did something wrong, and you can always go back and refer to your work. Let's try this one. 3 times the quantity b plus 1 equals 6. Okay, this is why we did our distributive property first, because anytime you have parentheses, you want to get rid of them. So we're going to distribute. 3 times b gives us 3b. 3 times 1 gives me 3 equals 6. So this is the real problem that we're working with. Now we're going to find our variable. Oh, there it is, b. Looks like we've added 3, so we want to get rid of that first by doing the opposite. So we'll subtract 3. So I get 3b equals 3. And then b is multiplied by 3, so we're going to divide both sides by 3. So I get b equals 1. And then when I go to do my check, we'll check the left side, which was this 3 times b plus 1. So I have 3 times b is 1 plus 1. So I have 3 times 2, which gives me 6. The right-hand side already has a 6, so we're good. All right, let's try 15 minus a over 3 equals negative 9. Now this one's a little tricky because the whole numerator is divided by 3. Normally we would do our subtraction first, but because the whole numerator is divided by 3, we have to get rid of that first. So we're going to multiply both sides by 3 first, and then see what we have. 15 minus a equals negative 27. Now this looks like something we can do. All right, so we're going to find our variable. Looks like we've added 15, or 15 is positive, and then this is a negative 1a, so it's multiplied by negative 1. Let's get rid of this plus 15 first. So I'm going to subtract 15 from both sides. So I get negative 1a is equal to negative 42. And a is multiplied by negative 1, so we're going to divide by negative 1. So I get a equals positive 42. And then when we go do our checks, we're going to check that left-hand side first. We have the 15 minus a over 3. So we have 15 minus 42 over 3. 15 minus 42 is negative 27 over 3, which gives me a negative 9. And the right-hand side, oops, green, already is that 9, so we're done. Next, we're going to look at consecutive integers. First of all, in order for numbers to be consecutive, I'm going to put one right after another. They're counting numbers. That go in order. Oops. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are consecutive integers. Negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2. They are consecutive integers. So if I'm looking for consecutive even integers, I'm looking for even numbers that go in order. For example, 2, 4, 6, 8. These are consecutive even integers. And I think I'm going to stop here because I'm going to get into some problems with consecutive even and consecutive odd integers, and then solving problems with them. So I'm going to stop here.